So, after hearing somewhat negative things about Civil War and Secret Invasion, when Marvel finally put out the trades for free on comicsareawesome, I decided to check it out for myself. And they're bad. Like, they're really bad. I tried to be objective, people, but they're so bad. Like, so many things made me think, what were they thinking when they did this? Secret Invasion gets its own video next week, but for now, the plot. All for the sake of a reality TV show, Marvel's C-list team, the New Warriors, goes up against a bunch of supervillains, and this ends in tragedy when the supervillain Nitro causes an explosion killing over 600 people. This causes Congress to fast forward a registration act, with Captain America and a bunch of other heroes opposing it, while Iron Man leads a bunch of heroes who are for the act. In order to win some more publicity for their side, Iron Man convinces Spidey to unmask publicly as Peter Parker for the first time ever in Marvel history. Don't worry, this doesn't last for too long. In the first major skirmish between the pro and anti-registration sides, the pro-registration side unleashes a clone of Thor on the anti-registration side, and the hero Goliath, aka Bill Foster, is killed in the fight. This causes a bunch of heroes to switch sides. Most notably, half the Fantastic Four end up going over to the anti-registration side, and Spider-Man also goes over to the anti-registration side after his disillusioned by what the pro-registration side has done. In order to bolster their ranks, the pro-registration side ends up adding a bunch of criminals. In a huge fight between the pro and anti-registration side, the Vision disables Iron Man's armor, and Cap nearly beats him to death. But before he can finish him off, a bunch of first responders come and stop him. And this causes Captain America to realize that they're not winning the argument, and he surrenders. And the Civil War ends in the pro-registration side's favor. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking, this doesn't sound so bad. Well, the problem here was Marvel had already decided a winner in all this before the entire thing had ended. They had decided that the pro-registration side was the winner. And in order to do that, they had the pro-registration side commit some more atrocities. So, bunch of morally questionable acts by the pro-registration side. You can see them here. Yeah, that's a lot of bad things committed by the pro-registration side. On the other hand, the anti-registration side, well, their only questionable act is hiring the Punisher? Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong here. Cap was arrested before they could do anything, and Goliath's death, it's a huge problematic issue, and I decided to borrow a clip from Linkar in order to show this.
Called Civil War, the only heroic casualty is a black guy, killed by a blonde-haired white guy who is themed around Norse mythology.
Not to mention, using a bunch of supervillains who regularly fight these heroes was not a good idea. They nearly killed Spider-Man when he defects to the anti-registration side. And in the final battle, they nearly kill the Invisible Woman and almost kill Cap. Yeah, they really they went overboard, is what I'm saying. They thought that the pro-registration side was so obviously the good side that they never stopped to think, wait, is this right? Not to mention, the biggest thing that they did was they put heroes in a prison in the negative zone. For those of you who don't know, a negative zone is a place in the Marvel Universe which causes anxiety and trauma, and they decided to put heroes there. On the other side, yeah, putting the Punisher on the anti-registration side was a questionable decision. And Captain America actually boots him off the team fairly quickly. But the Punisher is surprisingly moral throughout all of this. When Cap starts beating him up, he doesn't fight back because he actually respects him. Yeah, it's kind of sad when Captain America somehow becomes less noble than the Punisher. Yeah, this comic's bad. They try to show both sides equally by having Cap and Iron Man say dialogue that, well, justifies their stance. But the problem with that is you can say whatever you want, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, well, your actions are matching what you say. Well, I know. This comic book resurrected the career of the classic Avenger Hercules. Yeah, with a few panels. For those of you who don't know, Hercules is a minor character who has been an Avenger for a long time. But because of his loyalty to Captain America, and of course this epic scene where he destroys the Thor clone by calling him out, saying, "Thou art no Thor," it really is a great scene. But outside of that, all the questionable decisions, it wasn't really a good event. And now, in order to summarize the comic, I've put another atop the fourth wall clip here.
The operating theory of a book like this should be both sides are right and both sides are wrong. Mark Millar settled for both sides are wrong and I hate them.
Thanks, Linkara. And thank you all for watching this video. Next week, I'm going to be talking about Secret Invasion. And, well, don't forget to like if you like this video, comment if you have anything to say, and subscribe if you haven't already.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.